Hello guys, we are going to continue developing this project. Let's go and see what we got until now. On the previous videos we structured our code, we installed Tailwind CSS, we implemented the data and domain layer from clean architecture, and also we make this landing page with the nav menu, the hero section, the feature section, the professional experience section, and finally the projects that we have worked with, and also the footer. We made that responsive. This is the template, but if we execute it or project, we are going to see that it is working. And those are the packages that we have. Those two are for clean architecture, and this is the UI where we have all of the components and the styles, also the hooks and some utils. Today what we are going to do is to start working on the admin page, since we already have the website here. I think this is the admin and this is the client, right? You have this project already on the GitHub repository. Now what we are going to do is working on this one, the admin. This is going to be authenticated. We need to create the login and authenticate the user before using all of the features that we are going to create, like the banners, this section and all of that. So to do that, we're going to go to the admin website. We're going to see here that we are still using, okay, why, let me check why I'm still having this issue here. It says that we cannot import the button. Let's remove this and see what we are seeing when we hello world. Okay, I think we are not at the correct. Yeah, this is 303. Sorry, I was not on the correct website. The admin is this one. We are using this port for the admin, and this is for the client website. So now let's go and see what we are going to have here. The admin website, here we are going to load the login page. So same structure, we are going to create a new folder called pages, and here we are going to create a login page, ESX. Let me verify we did the same way. No, sorry. Yeah, let's create inside a folder. Okay guys, login, and we are going to create also the components, and here we're going to put them. If there are components for the login, we are going to see it later. But as I told you guys before, Next.js has this structure. We have the layout, which is the root layout that grabs all of our content inside those children. So here we have the HTML, the body, and inside it we have the children. Those children are going to be the pages one. So the first page that we are rendering inside this hierarchy is the home page. But the home page, we want to display the home page. Let me go here. You can go to this website and we are going to find all of the components, a lot of components that we are going to be using here, but let me search for some login. Oh, I think I'm not sure if we have this hero forms. I don't want the hero forms. I want form layouts. Okay, this layout, I like the form, but let's search for Shadcn login page template. And one cool about this is, okay, here we have a cool template, I think. Basically we have here, it's a name, and I don't like this. I need more information. Let's look for a template that we can use. This one. Maybe this. No. Let's implement this part, okay, guys? We have an image on the right and a form on the left. So we can see that this changed accordingly to the. Let me change this to see how this displays. So we are going to build this login page. This is the design that we are using. You can go to ui.shadcn.com blogs login and you're going to see these blocks here, and you can reuse those designs and authenticate your user. Okay, guys, so let's continue with this. Okay, now here we are going to create this page, login page, and here we have the left section. Let's inspect how this part is being displayed. What is this one? Okay, we have here no, this is not, this is the one we need. So let's put this in another page, and we are going to start building it. We have this, and we have an image, and oh, this is an image. This is not the HTML. Okay, but what we can do is, what we are going to do, guys, is use the AI for this. So let's create the prompt to replicate this part. Okay, so let's copy an image and let's ask the AI, hello, I want to build this website, this page. I am using Tailwind CSS and Shadcn with Next.js. On the left, I have a form to authenticate a user with user name and password, and on the right I have an image that is being displayed full 8. Could you create the components for this page? Oh, we have here login form. It's available. I haven't noticed this is available. It's available, the code here, so we are going to copy and paste only this part. Gallery vertical at the end. This is a Lucy chart. To use the icons, we had to add this. We need to add these Lucy chart icons to our packages. So we're going to add this here, and we are going to open a new terminal, and we are going to go to the website, cd apps admin, and npm install. Okay, so we have here, we are going to add this, and we are going to replace this part. We are going to replace with the image, which is from Next image. We are going to make it fill, and we are going to add the class name. Let me check what was it. We have used this like this. Okay, what was the class name? What was the class name? Profile section, object cover. We are doing this, and we are going to search for pixels. Let's add a cool image. Here we are going to computers. Let me search for computers, and I like I think this one looks nice, but let me check if there is. I think I'm go with this. Yeah, this is a good setup. We are going to copy the URL from this part, and let's go on CSS. Okay, and we are going to add the alt, which is image of a developer setup. An image of a developer setup. Okay, so we already have this, And now here we are going to create a new folder because I want to only organize this login. And even though I have only one component, but I want to keep it clean. Login form tsx fc login form. Okay, and we are going to add the reference. Sorry, I have made a mistake here. This is form, login form. Okay. Let me, here is the login form. This is the login page. Here we want to part okay, this is a natural. Okay, let's go and see what we got now. Sorry, but we need to call this page inside this one. The home page is not going to be anymore this part, and this is going to be like this. Okay, and now we are seeing the same issue, that we need to add this domain to our Next.js config. So to do that, remember you have to go to this and add another, which is images, which is like this. I think it changed in newer versions, but before was in another remote. But let's copy and paste this one we added on the previous project. And with this we already are going to be able to see the image, I think, or we need to, yeah. Okay guys, we have our structure, we have our login structure. We need to build the login form here. Okay, so to build our login form, we are going to replace this one, but we are going to keep it this way. From here we are going to use the Shadcn component. Okay, we are going to use the Shadcn form. We are not going to copy the same that is in the template, because I think it uses a lot of functions that we don't want. And here we are going to use a new library, which is suit. Let's pm add suit. Why we are going to do this? Because we are going to validate the what the user is entering, okay, with this library. So for that we need to create a scheme, which is going to be long-tail as const login scheme is equal to suit object username, which is, I think we are going to ask for the email, right? I want my login to ask for the email. So it is on a string. I think there is an email also. Email. No, I need to validate with the regex. We are going to ask the AI to validate with regex also, and a password, which is on a string. If there is not enter any value, we are going to request the user and the email is required. This is a message we are going to display to the user. Name and the password is required. Okay guys, so here we need to create we need to create the default values. But for that, let me add the complete this part here. We need to add the form. This is HTML, and here we need to add a new structure. Let's see what we got here. Okay, I want to see the code. I don't like this structure. I don't really like this. Could you replace the form to use Shadcn components form and form? If we go to the Shadcn component, where is it? Let's go here. Components. We have this input. Yeah, this is an input. And for let me check it. Okay, here. Yeah, we have form label for form item and the components from it. Also add validations with suit to the email and password. I want a structure. I don't like this. I think it's more cleaner this way. Yeah, I knew this is the email. This is the email, guys. I have remembered this correctly, and we are going to replace this for this part. So what we are telling this is we are going to create an scheme that we expect for an email, which suit is going to validate that it is an email. If there is an issue, it is going to display on the form this error, and we are going to ask for a password minimum of 6 values. And I want to create this okay, I don't even like this result here. Yeah, I thought this is, we're going to use this form. So let's add this resolver. I think we don't have this, but we are going to add pm add this one. I want to make sure that we Shadcn and Red Hood this part. We need to add this one as well. We are adding this real hook form, which is the hook that we are using here, and also the resolvers. Okay, and we are setting the scheme. With this, we are going to pass this to the form this way, and now we are going to continue working on this part. I'm going to call this function, let's call it later form. Okay, this part, and I'm going to receive this one here. Values, and these values are going to be Okay, this is an error because it's declared we never use, but we are going to use later. So here we are going to form item, right? No, form field. Let's copy this part here. Okay. Here, what we are creating is a structure more understandable than the previous one, and we can have better control over what we are doing here. So here, for example, we are asking for the email. This email is this one. If we change this value for another email, we are going to have an error here because we are associating the form and also the scheme to this form. So when we are using this control, we are asking for those two attributes we define on our scheme. So we have this for the email. If there is going to be an issue, we are going to display it here inside form message. And let's copy also the password. So we are going to do the same with the password. The password is going to be no, forgot password. Okay, now we are going to also create a forgot password, but this is going to be internal handle. So we now have this, and we need to add this button. This is going to be also Shadcn, and we are going to display the loading. To set the loading, let's create a constant loading and set loading. We're going to display use state and is false. And to use state, we have to make this component a client component. So we have to use this use client. Okay, guys, we have this already done, and we are going to create a try catch here. Okay. Error, and here we are going to add the finally set loading false, and here we are going to add the content set loading true, and here we are going to call the use case to log in the user. Okay, but I don't like this one, so what I'm going to do is login. Okay. Let's see. Other thing I don't like is using static colors. This is what I got. Could you use the colors from Tailwind CSS theme with Shadcn? I do not want static colors because I plan to use dark and light mode, but we already have this. Accordingly with our design here, we have, where is it? Where is our design? Where is the design we work? And this is like this. Okay, preview, and password doesn't have any. Okay. So let's see what we, yeah, we are going to replace the colors here. Text, this text has to be text grade, no. What color is this? Is it in display? Those are the messages we were talking about before. As you can see here, we have those messages displayed. But let me change this part. I want this color to be text foreground. Text foreground. Okay. And hover. Text muted. Let's see what. Oh, primary. Let's text behave background. And also let me check. Sorry guys, I am not good at styling. That is why the AI exists for. Now I'm able to create this website, because before I was only focused on Android and all of that, and I haven't touched anything about Next.js. Related to style CSS, I think it's complicated. We need to learn a lot of this, but with the AI we can create everything we want. And let's ask this part, because what about this? You are absolutely forgot your password. Okay, but where is the colors I should use? But let's do the same here. We created the text primary foreground, and we can do something like this also. We can do something like 90%. And now let's see what we got here. Okay, I think we have what we wanted. Where is our model? And let's add this part. But this is yeah. It was at the end there was the code that we needed. So here we have a form. I'm going to add there is a div which is going to have this structure, those class name, this, and here we are going to add the h1, which we have this part, and we are saying log into your account, and before we have this paragraph p, and this paragraph says something like enter your email and password, and let's see what we got. Okay guys, I think we already have a good looking login page. I want to see if, yeah, I think we are already done. On mobile the image is being hiding, it hides, and on the desktop it appears. Now we have the login, but we need to create the use case for this, because we haven't created a use case to log in a user. We only created the CRUD, but here we are going to create a new folder which is going to be out, and here we are going to create a new class which is login user use case. And the repository is going to be for the admin e login e out repository, yes, export. This is an interface, e out repository, which is, this is going to have two methods: login user receiving the email, password, password. This email is a string, and the password also is a string. And here we are going to return a promise with result state. Can I create a result state here? Yeah, we created one. But why? Yeah. The result state is going to return a user. And here let me copy this part, because I think we need to remove we use the alias to access to the result state, and we need to create the class user also. The user is going to have is an export class, no interface, because we are going to only define things. User, and this user has an ID, name, email, picture, and that's it. I think we don't need, maybe the role, I don't know, we should keep it a role. But in my case, since I'm only the one who is going to access to the dashboard, I'm going to keep it that way. And let's add this one here, and let's change this part to use the alias, and we're going to use the logout also. For the logout, it's only called this way. It's a promise result state. We are going to return a message which is a string, something like the backend is going to return like the user logged out successfully, or there was an error logging out the user. And that's the out repository. Now we need to implement this interface, but before that, let's finish the login step. Export class login user use case, this one, and let's add a constructor private repository, and e repository out repository execute user email is a string and password, which is a string also, returning the user a promise of result state of user and return this repository dot login email and password. Okay guys, so we go here and copy this part and use the alias. I like this way guys, but if you don't like alias, I think you can keep it this something like this. One of the advantages of using alias is that if you change the path of this, it's going to be continuable because it doesn't depend on the folder structure that you have on your project. It depends on the alias itself. So internally the system resolves from where to get those classes before we specify here, and we are not anymore worrying about what if I refactor this is going to be refactored, something like that. I know this is rare to happen, but if it happens in the future, it's going to be easy for us. So guys, we already have the login use case. We need to add the implementation of the repository out admin repository .ts export class out admin repository, which implements out. This is an error of my code, I think, because it is not working like this core domain. I need to access like this. So implement this thing, and here we are going to mock again our data. Let's keep it there, and this is going to throw us an error, so we are going to display an error here. Okay guys, so when we do that, let's create here the use case. Const login user use case is equal to new login user use case. Why we are not accessing it? Because we haven't added the dependencies yet. Remember, we need to add the core data, and we need to add the core domain here. So we need to also install npm install. Okay, those are already working, and now const out repository is equal to new out repository, and we pass out repository here, and we need to call this way. Okay guys, so const result is equal to await a login use case execute values dot email dot password values dot password. Yeah, there is an issue. We need to define a type here. To remember it correctly, I need to define the type of this thing. Let's use the AI for this. Okay, we need to define the type. So I am having this issue. I have done it in another project, but I want to do it here with you guys so you can understand what I am referring to. Could you create a type for the scheme so I can know what attributes has the values on the onSubmit method? And the one I was referring to is this one. So we can infer types on TypeScript. Something like we have this and we can infer a type like this. So when we do this, we also have to change here this part, letting the sub library that we are using this type, and now values is going to be of this type. So, and with this we can access the attributes we defined here. I think it is nice because now we are not like receiving the type any of on the attributes we are needing, but with this one we already have this. So if result type is equal to error, what I'm going to do, but first the success, because I want to the success, else there is going to be an error, and the error is going to be displayed with a toast. Okay, toast. But the toast, let me check if we added the toast from Shadcn. I don't think there is a toast. No, there is not the toast. Let's go to the website from Shadcn and let's look for toast. Yeah, this one. Let me check. What? Toast command has been deprecated. See the sooner documentation. See the sooner documentation for more information. What? It's been deprecated. The event has been created. Sooner. Now we are using sooner. Interesting. Opinion toast component for React, yes. Okay. And let me check. We added sooner. Yeah, we have sooner here. But this means. Okay, same case, we have to add this to the layout. We go to the layout and we are telling the system that we are going to display a toast, which is going to be using this toaster. And now here there is other way to use it, something like this alone. Okay. But this is from sooner. Let's import this, and I think this is not going to work because we need to add to the repo UI components UI sooner, and there is no toast. Why is there is no toast? But there is the toaster. Okay, this is something that is not right. Yeah, we have the toaster here. we need to add they made things more complicated here. This display the toast. From sooner, but this sooner we need to add the next themes. I want to research more about this sooner because I don't want to add something like what does this does. Is the reason I install the dependencies? Okay. My first toaster from sooner, but sooner we are using this part. Okay. So the documentation says that we need to have install here, but let me, because this toast is from this library, but this library we have installed on the UI and we don't want to install. Let me check the dependencies. They install something like soon. Yeah, and there it is. And this is as how much is this weight? How much it weighs? Okay. Let me add this to the root project also. Like this. Let me check. Install. And let me use the toast from sooner, and toast event has been created now. There was an error. Description. The review the user, the email or password, and if there is successful, we are going to display it also. Welcome to the system, and we are going to use this. Welcome to the system, and we want to welcome who? The data.name. Okay, if there is an error here, also let's display it. There was an error. With this we already build and integrate the system. Let me check if we are displaying the toast, because the toast is what I am worried about. Yeah, it's not about invoke client functions from server-side functions, but what? The toaster. Let me check again the documentation. Okay, toaster is use client, but when it says to deploy and check here, toaster. Sorry. Then to call use temp from the server, but use temp is on the client. This needs to have, the problem is with this, but we cannot, only for testing. Let's add use client here. Okay, this has yeah. This is not the problem. Okay guys, let's review this part, but the problem is with this line, I'm sure of it. And now we're going to have, okay, this, but why now we have this problem? You are entering formatted from component market use client, which is this alone. Let's pause and restart the system. Gmail.com 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, this is not being displayed because we are seeing that let's check this. Clear, login, and we are not even calling it, and submit. Cursor pointer. Now I have this part. Source. Let's go here to let's go put here. Yeah, we have these values. And we have also the repository. Yeah. Yeah, there is the issue that we were expecting, but we need to solve first the problem with the toast. So, toaster, because the toaster is not working. Let's close this part and ask the AI why this. There was an update with the toast Shadcn, and now it is asking to use Sonar. I have followed the implementation, but I am having this issue. This is my root layout. Don't forget, when you use the AI, you have to provide the context so the AI knows what is going on. This is my root layout. The toaster is on the UI package. I am using Turbo Repo, and this is where I want to display my toast and let me provide this part here. I added the dependency to the website, but this I also have in the UI package. Let's check if it can solve it, but it's strange. Dynamic, it says create a dynamic. Okay. There was a problem compiling the code I previously generated. I will attempt to resolve these errors while continuing to read the moment. Okay. So if I create this dynamically, will this solve the problem? No, I don't think so. If the problem is because of this, so we can wrap it in another project, but this already has the toaster. Okay. So let's create here a general component and let's try something. Toaster wrapper tsx export xrc toaster wrapper. Okay, what we're going to return here is toaster from this one, but this is going to be use client because it says that we need to use this hook inside the client component, but this toaster itself is not a client component, so there might be an issue, but let's try this way. So we remove this wrapper and now we have it. It's a solution, I think it works, but the issue is more related to the library thing. Yeah, there was an error, review the email or password, but I don't like the way it appears. Okay, it works, but what if Since Shadcn, what it does is it downloads all the components you have and download to your project. So you have those components here. What if I change this just line here and I remove this and call it directly without a wrapper? Let's check it again. Okay, there are no issues. Yeah, it worked. So we remove this wrapper because I think we don't need to add more things that if we can update the base issue here. So now we have already working the login form, but we are not having correctly this part. Let's analyze what we have here. Okay, success message title. Okay, let's review the library because I want to understand what it has. Find the API documentation. Okay, but let's go here. Fetching data. Yeah, I understand what you're talking about, but I need to know how to deploy and style it. Okay, there is no information. It was built. Okay, guys, so let's go and paste it successfully. No, how was it? Let's use here. To style the toast for success and for errors. We should display with different backgrounds. How can I achieve it if I am using Sonar? What the hell is this? Can I do it directly on the toast hook? It is a hook or it is an API? Let me. Toast. Welcome result name. Class name green. Oh, okay, guys. There is something like this: success and error. Okay, error and success. And also we can add the style here, something like this. So we have the success, but we can add the class name, and for the errors we can add the, let me check if the error already has, there was an error. If the error already has the I don't think it's working. Why? BG. No, it's not working. There was an error. No, the class name. Welcome to the developer. So guys, developer world is not applying the colors. Toast error, toast successful. Maybe we need to interesting. Well, when the AI doesn't do their job, let's use the old ways. Soner, change color, background color on the toast for success and error. Variants channel. Let's look here. Success, error. At the end, we need to add the toaster options to the toast. Oh man. Okay, if it says like something we need to define here. Yeah. Why is this not working? Okay, I made a mistake. I copy green 400, yellow, blue, whatever. I need to it works, but the styles are all wrong now. What if we kept on a style true? No, I only want class names. I'm not sure if this is going to work, but no. I need the previous class names, but to keep the styles. Let's continue reviewing this part. Where is here? Description button, cancel. it is adding the whole styles, but I'm not sure if that is going to solve a problem, because we want the styles, but we also want it to be stylish. Oh man, that's why I don't like this library. Okay, where is it? So if I don't use the Shadcn, it says, right? If I use the sooner, it works better. No. Well, it looks nice, but I wanted it to be like red. Well, let's keep it that way, because this is not about Sonar. So what we did was trying to log in the user. We created this page that's going to be our login, and now we want to do is mock our data here. For that, we are going to go to the profile and we are going to return something like we did here, simulating the backend. This is an async. No, I'm only returning the success here. Returning the success, and here I'm going to return an ID, which is going to be this, a name, which is going to be Garcia, and what else I need? Let's put this to the right, and now let's continue working on this. An email, which is going to be the same email and a picture, which is going to be other than since we are not using now the picture, we're going to create something that like this empty. Let's keep it empty. And now let's log in with welcome to the system, Peter Garcia. Yeah, welcome to the system, Peter Garcia. And it says loading. Yeah, logging in. Okay, we mock our data, and now we need to create a dashboard. The whole function of authenticate a user, we are going to do it with the backend when we will integrate the backend. Why? Because we need to save some cookies. We are going to do the OAuth cookies, and for that we need to store the cookies here, and those cookies are being sent from the backend. So we are going to create a middleware here on the app admin, and then from that middleware we are going to authenticate the user to see if the user is authenticated. So we are going to the dashboard, but this is going to be on when we create the backend. But let's simulate that we already have that integrated. So we need to create the dashboard. What we need on the dashboard. So here we are adding a new layout, tsx. This layout is going to become a child of this one, and here we are adding a new page. We are creating a group for banners. We are creating a group for a profile. I think the profile we are going to do it here. We are going to create a page which is going to be the page that when we enter this road we are going to see the profile. Let's add also RC profile page. Okay, here is the profile, and on the layout we are adding RC dashboard layout, and here we need to do the same like this because we are passing children, and this is going to be main, and the children are going to be rendered here. Children. Okay, so with this we can load this, and here we are going to create a new page which is going to be rendered also on the layout RC banner page, and we are adding also a new folder which is going to be the experience. Here we are adding a new page RC experience page, and we are adding a new one which are projects CSS. Sorry, this is not a file, this is a folder, and inside we are adding a page, and this is going to be named project page. Okay, here are the projects. Here are the experiences, and here are the banners. Okay, with that in mind, now let's continue with the experimentation. So once we log in, we are going to access to dashboard, and we are going to see that this is the dashboard, but if we access also to the banners, we are going to, that's the name, yeah, banners, sorry, this is inside the dashboard. Remember, we have the Next.js use the folders to define the roads, so we need to access the dashboard, banners, projects, and the experience, I call it experience, yeah. Okay guys, but here we are going to use another component of Shadcn to create a clean dashboard, and for that we are going to go here, let's go to the components, to the colors, themes, blocks, this code. You can see here we are going to do something like this, okay, but we want it to be we want it to keep this like this. Okay, this is the code we are going to. No, I don't like this. I like this one because it keeps on the left the icons of the dashboard. So let's analyze what we got here. We have the dashboard, and on the dashboard we have this part. But here we have a header. We have let's start building, and we are going to do it inside the layout. Okay, here. So here we have this component. We are going to import, and we're having this upside bar. This is a component that we are going to create. Yeah, I assume that. And let's add to the components, and here we are going to add a general, because those are components that belongs to the project itself, not to a feature. So here we are adding upside bar tsx and rca ce, and we got the sidebar. Okay, and now we have an inset, which is another component from Shadcn, and now we have a header. Let's copy and paste this one, because this part is at the top. Trigger, separator, all from Shadcn. Don't forget that. List, yeah, this item. Separator, page. Okay, and then we have this div. This div, which is below the header, and let's copy and paste the children's here. And now on the upside bottom we have this part. Here we have this menu, which we are going to update. Let me review if the preview has the, yeah, I like this one also. Let's create this one here. Those are plus chart icons, so we can copy and paste these two. We are not going to use everything, but some of the options of the menu we are going to use them, and replace for banners and all that. But later we are adding more things to the project, something like a blog, for example, when we want to create our own articles or the documentation that we want to share, so we are going to do it here. And now we need to add this part. I don't have props for this. Yeah, I don't have props. What I have is this. But the props, I think it's calling. This sidebar is from Shadcn, from where it added the sidebar header. Yeah, it added the icon, not the sidebar from Shadcn. Theme switcher, content, footer, tail, and we need to add the other functions like this main. Okay, we added this, and let's copy and paste this part, guys. Let's copy from here the dependencies, because this is going to be like this. Okay, like this. Remove this, and let's paste this. Okay, we have it. And now we need the projects. I think we don't have projects, but we have user. Yeah, not user, we have project. We are going to remove projects. Okay, we have the user and theme switcher. What is the theme switcher? Projects, we don't have this. Let's remove the projects already from here to see how it looks. Theme switcher. Okay, theme switcher, this one. No, we don't have theme switcher also. What we are going to create here is a logo. I'm going to put a paragraph. Not main. Yeah, we have not main. We don't have projects. We only have those. We have this one. So with this, let's go to our project. Only player can be passed from client to the server. Okay, that means we need to use this use client. There it is. We have the method. So theme, we are not having this. Here we're going to models, Genesis, quantum. No, I don't think we have all of this. But let's use only one. Playground. Yeah, I'm going to keep playground, but I'm going to remove the models, documentation, and settings. Okay, and now here I'm creating banners. The real URL is going to be dashboard banners. I have also experiences, dashboard experiences, and I also have projects which are inside of dashboard projects. And related to projects, I don't have them, so I'm removing them. And this one, we don't have themes, but we have user, because this is going to be replaced from the user that we login. So here are the banners, the experience. Let's rename this experiences, because it is plural. And we have the projects. Yeah, as you can see, the whole content is going to be replaced here, and here we are going to have the user log. And if we access the dashboard, we are going to have the user profile, like this is my name, my picture, and all of that, and this is about myself, something like that. So guys, it's already been looking good. This we are going to change it later for an icon. I'm going to prepare an icon. Since we don't have much things here, maybe later we're going to add a new tab, which is going to be blogs. I think blogs I'm going to add here also. Here I like to add the theme switcher. I'm going to add the theme switcher to dark and light, because I don't like this way. But let's see if Shadcn has some component to change the themes. Toggle group, no. No, it doesn't have. We have to create a theme switcher, but we are going to do it later. So let's commit what we got until now before we advance to the next features. Git add. Let's close all of these because some of them are going to be, Git status. Sorry, I added this again. I need git checkout. To remove something from here, we use git checkout. So why? No, sorry, git restore stage. This part. Git status. Git commit. Adding the admin website login and dashboard configurations. Git push login. Sorry, but we need to rename this branch because we already merged the branch, right? Git branch -m, I think is admin website git status. Now we can push to this branch. Git push begin. Alright guys, we already committed the project, so you can, if I go to the repo, we can go to GitHub and we can go to this one. We already have this branch here. Okay, what we can do next? Let's define the structure, what we are going to do here. First, we need to create our banners. We are going to add the banner page here. I'm going to call it banner dashboard because I want to do something. Let's add the banners, okay? Banners. Here I'm going to create a component that is called banner dashboard CSS export rc banner dashboard. This is going to receive a list of banners, but we are not going to call banners. We are going to call it initial data, and this initial data is going to be optional because there might be some issues or something like that while we consuming an API, so we are preparing for that. And here we are initial data is going to be a list of banners. This might be null, so a list of banners. Okay, so here we are creating also a new banner table, fc, and here we are receiving here banners, which are going to be banners, a list of banner, but this is a list. Okay, and also we are creating here a new one, which is banner form, rc banner form. Here we are receiving let's create here a props. Okay, interface props, banner form props. This interface, we have the banner, which is maybe null because we are creating one and editing one using the same form, and this might be null. I think that we are also adding a lambda or a method or whatever you call it. I know those as lambdas because those are functions that inject in our props, but you may know with another name. On cancel. What about if the user decides to cancel? This is like this, avoid. On success, this is like sending a banner. We already created or updated. This also is a void. I think we got the props, and here we are adding the banners because I want to know what I am adding. Or I'm going to add the props. Those props are from banner props. Okay, so the table, we have the table, and here we are going to do something cool. But before doing this, we need to call from here. We are going to be using the APIs from Next.js. Next.js has two options or two forms to consume, to share their components. We have server-side components and client components. The server-side components are the ones that are rendered on the server, and the clients are the ones that are being rendered on the browser. So to communicate between those two, there is an internet bridge. So what about authentication? When we use OAuth authentication with cookies, I think it's okay, HTTP cookies, we need to send the cookies from the browser to those backend or server-side components, and from the server-side components send to the backend. This is where how Next.js handle. I have found this way it works, but if you know everything other way how to authenticate or something like that, I think you can put a comment, and I learned it that way. But with AI, we get to this solution, and it works, and it's clean. Yeah, it's clean. It's really clean. So what we are going to do here is create APIs. For that, we are adding a new folder which we are going to call APIs. And inside this API, we are going to add banners and also projects, experiences, profile. Okay. So here we have the whole proof list, create. We are creating. We are also updating, and we are deleting. So here we have those, and we need to create a road TSX TS, and also a road TS, and also a road TS. I'm going to also add road TS. So let's go to Next.js documentation. Where is our proofs here? Okay, here. Next.js APIs. No, this is not the API I'm looking for. Building APIs with Next.js. API, yeah, this one. This is a get, a post, and everything like this. So guys, let's create the post, because when we create something, we are creating the post method. Those needs request, yeah. So here we have the body, and the body we are going to send here are the banners. So we are going to replace this for banner when we create something, and we are not inserting inside it inside this. Here we are going to call the use cases. So const banner repository is equal to banner new banner repository, which is the admin, and here we need to add the cookies, and the cookies are going to be sent from the client-side components to the server-side components using credential equal to true when we consume this API. So here we have const cookies equal to reco cookies. Let me check this how it was. Cookies. Const create banner use case equal to new create banner use case, sending the banner repository, banner repository. Const result equal to await create banner use case execute banner if result type is equal to error, we are returning an error 401. We are not saying this. 401, and we are going to send the result message. Otherwise we are sending the data. Now let's define the cookies. For that I don't remember the exact line of code. I'm going to copy from a project I already built. And here I have this agents create route header. I am from the headers. I need to get from the headers, like the backend. Okay, request JSON headers. So we are getting the cookies, we are sending to the repository, and from the repository we are going to send to our backend. Let me check the error here. Okay, we have the next response JSON. I'm going to keep this way also. Next response JSON and next response successful. Type success and data. Result data. Status 201. I think 201 is the status we handle for creation. Yeah, I'm going to improve this way. So this route also is going to help us to update, but here is put request header update banner use case, and we are updating a banner. Update. And for the delete, we have here delete, and the delete we got the, let me check this, I think we got the ID on the body. We have this, we have the ID. I'm going to send the ID here, but this is going to be renamed to delete. Okay, delete banner use case. Okay, and for the list we got the get, and here we are not having this part, we are only sending the fetch banner use case, and this is going to be renamed for fetch banner use case. We are going to remove this. That's it guys. We already created the whole API for the banners. Now let's copy and paste on the experience, the profile and projects. And here we are going to change this for experience repository, admin repository, and this is going to be create experience, and rename this to experience repository, and this is going to be called create experience banner. Go to, we remove this part. Okay, we already have the create experience. Let me check. Here is a put experience. This is an update, and this is going to be experience repository. This is going to be update experience use case. Update experience use case. Okay, we got it. And now we need, let's copy this part because this is this is the one I need. Experience repository, fetch experience use case, fetch experience use case. Okay, we got this part, we remove this, and now we want is to delete. We copy from here, we paste this here. Experience repository, and we want this here, and this is not banner, this is experience use case. Experience repository, delete experience use case, and that's it. We completed the CRUD for experiences. For profile, we are going to do the same, but no, I want to finish. Create, no, this is profile admin repository. This is going to be here, profile admin repository, and this is going to be, let me replace and search for this and replace to profile. And this is going to be profile. Okay, create profile use case, profile, and this is called profile. Okay, let's do the same here. Banner to profile. This is going to be lowercase. This is lowercase. Profile repository, profile. Okay. List profile. This is not a list profile. This is only, let's call it get profile, because we are getting only one profile, not a list. But even though we need to rename this to profile. this is profile, don't tell me, I call it profiles, yeah. Rename, we are getting one profile, not a list. Profile, this is lowercase, this is lowercase. Fetch profile. How we are going to know which profile we are getting? Because of the cookies. The cookies already has the user authenticated, so with that we are going to get the information. And now since we got it, let's go and update this. We are going to enable delete top profile. No, I don't think we have the option to delete, but for update, yeah, we have the option to update. Delete is not going to be an option for our profile. Profile with lowercase, and this is lowercase. Okay, and this is also lowercase. We have this, and we are not going to allow the user to delete their profile, so we are going to remove this, not to trash. And projects. For projects, we are going to change this for projects. This is lowercase, and this is lowercase also, and this is going to be lowercase. Nice. We have to delete, yeah, of course we have to delete. We are removing, changing to profile, lowercase, and lowercase here. Okay, we have a list, we are changing. This is lowercase, this is lowercase. Okay, and this is lowercase, and let's do the same here. This is lowercase, this is lowercase, and this is lowercase, this is also lowercase. Nice. And this is a lowercase. Okay guys, now that we already implemented this, let's integrate those inside of our dashboard. So here we are going to create a function which is going to get the data from that API. So for that we are going to create an environment. This environment is going to have next let me check. This is next public site URL. Next public site URL is the name. Next public site URL, which is the URL of our application. For the bug, we are using this one for the balloon, but we are going to change it later for the URL we are going to use in prod. So we are adding only like this, and here let me check again this part, because here I have created the agents. I don't is Weniger. Okay guys, I'm going to create the server-side props. I want to see the documentation. I need to get the server-side props, but using this part. Server-side props in Next.js. There is the documentation I saw recently that are not this common. Where are they? Consuming APIs. Next.js server-side props. No. Get server-side props. Okay, this one. Yeah, but I don't want to use it that way either. Anyway, let's create a function. Const. This function is going to call fetch data. It's going to be an async function, which is going to resolve the cookies. Which are on a string, and this is going to return this way. So const base URL is equal to, I'm going to use this, and let me check how I got this part. I'm going to copy all of this. Okay, I'm going to copy all of this here. So the base URL localhost 303. I think we are using this. Cookies here. Those are already strings, and the result we are going to return result. Here we are going to wait for the cookies. Await from cookies from next header, and this is going to become an async function. Cookies. Why I am getting this error? Const result is equal to fetch data. I'm going to await this and send the cookies dot to string. Yeah, but why the cookies? Why the cookies are not being, why I'm having issue here with the cookies. Block scope variable cookies used before its declaration. What? Maybe the name? Cookie. Yeah. This is too strange. If result type is equal to error, we are going to return there was an error loading the data. Otherwise, we are returning the banner dashboard. Yeah. And here we need to send the initial values, which are result.data. Yeah, but here we got a problem. Yeah, we need to wait for this one. Sorry guys, this one is the, maybe I'm going to create a helper for this because I don't want to do double the things. Okay, so here we are accessing to the API banners and list. Okay, we got that and sending to the banners, and here we are going to print the number here. These are the banners. Okay, we are going to initiate control name. Let's check it out. Where is our code? Go banners. And I think there is going to be an error. No, there we have 3. Why we have 3? Because guys, we mocked the data, remember? In the previous videos we mocked the data and we are returning those 3 banners. So with that in mind, we already integrated the list, but now we want to integrate. Why I like to keep this like this? Because I am fetching all of the information from an API on the server side components, meaning on the server side when I deploy to Vercel, on the machine where the project is hosted using the internet of that machine, I'm going to get the information, prepare this component and send to the browser with the data already fetched. This is a huge advantage that has Next.js. I don't know other frameworks, maybe they have also something similar, but for SEO purpose you have this way, and you display the data that on the browse directly without waiting long time on the browse to get all of that information. So now here what we are going to do is create some logic. This is a client component. This is going to become use client. Okay, what I'm going to do here is to create an edit. So I'm going to define a variable to save the banners. Set banners is equal to use state of initial data. So here I also am defining I am going to define some methods like const banner set banner. This is going to receive use state of banner or create, and by default or null. Okay, let me check. By default is going to be null. Yeah, maybe null. No. So here I can say something like create a list. Let me check because this logic already implemented here. Yeah, this one. I'm going to copy this part, okay guys, and I'm going to explain what I'm trying to do here. No, editing personal. No, I have two types of views here because I don't want pop-ups or something like that to change the information. You're going to see in a minute what I am referring to. But basically what I'm doing here is creating the type of views, which I have the list and the form. And also I'm going to edit a banner. So I'm going to change this to edit banner. And this is going to be recalled to edit banner, which is going to be banner. Okay. And rename banner, and this is going to be banner also. Edit banner. When I edit the banner, I'm going to set this value to banner, having a banner. But when I am created one, I'm not editing it, so there is a null banner. When I handle the creation, I'm setting these values here and display the form. So here set banners. When I save the banner, I am looking into the banner itself and updating the list I already have to avoid again fetching that same information from the backend. I am doing it on the browse alone. But the logic is very simple here. I am doing it. And also handle the delete. When I delete a banner, I am removing it from the list also. I like to call the variables banner. I have this is new banner. I'm going to recall this new banner because this is the new banner I am created or updating, and this is the banner on the list, and this also is the banner on the list. Okay, with this we can do the logic below, and I'm going to copy the styles also I have here. I don't have styles. So here we are doing this part. If the view is a list, we are displaying the banner table with banners, which is banner, and I need to send the edit and I'll create. Okay, I'm going to create those, yeah. And also I have the banner form. Okay, this is initial values. Initial values, and also on cancel, on success, or on save, on submit. I call it also. And those are what if I do this, something like this? I can banner props. No. Or use. No, I'm going to use the props. I don't like the other way. So here I'm going to create this on submit, and here I am saying that the props are those. And those are not called initial values, so I have to call here. Okay. Initial values, no. Initial values is banner is what to say? Editing banner or undefined. I have also on cancel, which is on cancel, but this this is going to be like this, I think. And on submit, which is banner, going to handle save sending the banner, right? Yeah. Okay, we already have the form, but here we need to add the banners and the methods on edit, on create, and delete, because those actions are going to be on the table. Here we have the banners that can be empty. Yeah, can be empty. Let's put those also on a prop. Okay, interface banner table props banners. I can say something like that. Banners, a list on edit. What I am editing, a banner. So yeah, banner, type banner, and return a void. I'm also creating one on create. The create doesn't have anything, it's only a high level function. And on delete, what I have delete, a banner, void. And let me check if delete has a banner. No, the ID. I need the ID alone. ID, which is a string. So I changed this and put these props here and put these props are the type of banner table props. Okay, so now I can say something like that. Props are going to be like this, but instead of this we have this part here. We have an edit which is like this. What I am editing, a banner. I need to send a banner. Banner on create. On create is handle create, and on delete I have an ID, send string, sorry, an ID, handle delete, sending the ID. Okay, we already completed this part, and we now need to create the table here. To create a table, we are going to have this style. Let me copy the style I already built it myself. This one. Because I am not good enough at the styling a Next.js project yet. So basically what I have here is on create. What I have here is having a title. These are the banners. A new banner. This section we have we're going to put over the table that has the title and a button to add a new banner. When the user clicks on this button, we are going to call the props, sending this on create function, calling this lambda or high level function, and this is going to be calling this one and changing this type. So we are using the Shadcn components for the table, and with that we can create our components. So here we have banners, props dot banners personal, and I can do some validation here, but let me first rename this part. Okay guys, banner, and let me check what attributes I have for the banner. Let's put to the right. I have the title, the headline, description, and CTA text. So here I have the title, the description, the headline, the description, and this is going to be something like the description, but the CTA text. This is going to call the props on edit when it clicks on edit. This is an icon, and this confirm modal, we are going to create a modal. Okay, props on delete, sending the banner delete. So we already have the we already have the information. This is going to needs to return a promise. Let me create this. Now I can create this on the UI. I can create, because maybe later I can add some other projects, but let me add this component here. Confirm modal tsx. We're going to create this model, and let me share with you guys what I created related to that. But basically this component that I am sharing with you is going to display a model asking the user to do something, but it is going to wait for a promise to close it. I'm going to show you what it does. I'm going to also push this project. You can use this component on your projects if it is needed. But let me also, this is wait. Okay. Okay, got it. If I remember correctly, I need to. Okay, and now I can access to the model. No, not yet. Here I need to do is create an async function, delete banner. What we are going to delete with an ID string, and this delete banner we are calling this one here. But this confirm banner we need to import from what we created. Confirm banner from a repo UI components UI confirm model. Okay, so now we have the banners, and let's see how it looks like. There it is. There are, but we got it this is going to be this is going to call the actions, and this is the model I share with you. And when we click on this button, well, we need to display first we need to display the form. But let's fix this. Let's keep it in 2 lines. So to do that, let's move to the description, and let's add an style to this. I think let's go to Tailwind CSS installation. Tailwind CSS. I want to line text decoration line, and think. Let's ask the AI to solve this issue. I want. Could you fix the issue here? I want the description to be displayed in 2 lines. Truncate them at the end with and what is this doing? But why? Come on, you serious right now? Are you serious right now? Line come. Text ellipsing. This is the style I want. Let's copy this part. Let's see if it solves our problem. No, it doesn't solve it. But why overhaul? Let me check my project because I already solved this problem here. Let's look for, I think, prompts table. Prompts table. Where is the description here? Oh, programs or careers. Duration for the diploma. Messaging item. But I need to solve the issue because the line cap is not working. The only thing is working is this, but line cap is not working. Here we solve it, but line cap. Let's solve the issue already. Okay, here so maybe if I add only this, so if I am using turbo repo with Next.js, the version 4 of Tailwind CSS, how can I add the line cap? Okay, I add this one. Tailwind utilities. Okay, so if I go to the styles and add this one here, Tailwind utilities. The version 4 does not have this file. The AI is not the version 4 does not have this file. So let's ask this the line cap. Okay, line. Let's look for line comp. Line comp. Okay, I can do this, but how can I add it to the project? Line comp turbo repo Tailwind CSS 4. No. Turbo repo, no. And they don't installation. You're absolutely right. My apologies. Okay. Where is the solution? Line cap horrors. Are you kidding me right now? Custom. So you are telling me that I cannot use the custom utilities from the Tailwind CSS version 4, and I need to custom and style borders. Yeah, and you're going to. But import. Maybe I can import also the. Let me check. I think that will animate CSS. Yeah, I have added it. But what about if I add also the same thing, like where is it? Something went wrong. Yeah, but you doing here. No, this is Tailwind line comp. I understand that I can use the typography, it says. Shadcn. But I haven't tested that work. No, it hasn't worked. Well guys, I'm going to research about this problem and I'm going to come up with a solution, but it has to be something similar to this. Add the library here and import the reference here, but it is not working. I promise in the next video I'm going to come with a solution for it. So guys, now that we already got the banners here, the dashboard, we get the information from the server side and render only here, and now we have got this, and here we can do something like this. Catch error, and we are going to copy the toast we used on the login page. Okay, where are the login form? Okay, here this, and we are using those here. Here. Those from Sonar. And here we need to let's create the same function we did before. Const delete banner, which is an thing function which receives the cookies. No, it doesn't need the cookies. The cookies we need to send. We need to send directly, because there is another thing you need to know, that the cookies are not being available to access from JavaScript, so we cannot access them. On the server side we can access using this one, using these next headers, because it is secure on the server side. This code is not available on the browser side, so it is secure to access like this. But when we want to do the same from the client, a client component, it is not allowed. So here we need to do something like this, but in this case we are going to do this. For example, ID string. This is the base URL. Let me copy the same base URL from base URL. This is going to be put here, and fetch input init and request. Now here I need to call the delete, the method, do this one. Let me paste here this. So I'm with this line I am copying the browse. We are telling the browse that when we are consuming this API, which is banners delete, we are sending the cookies that are saved on the browse side to the API. So this way, when we go to the API and catch those cookies here, we are going to get the data. But if we do not send those information like this, where is it? This one. Well, it's going to be a problem. It is going to be a problem. So here we are returning the response.json. Okay. So now here we can say const result equal to delete banner. This is an await delete banner, sending the ID, and if result type is equal to, okay, this is going to be a problem here. Okay, delete banner. Let me rename this because this is delete. Why can't rename this? Delete on the lead. The lead banner result type is equal to error. So we are going to show there was an error, and instead of this we are going to show the result of message. Else we are going to display the toast, which is a success. Banner successfully deleted, and we are removing the description. And here we are calling the props dot on the lead, sending the ID. This method is going to be called from here. Okay, so we already have the delete function. Now let's test it. Okay, as you can see, we are deleting the projects, but since this data is mock, we can get this again to our project. Okay guys, we already completed the table. What is left is this part. Here we are going to use the same logic that we did for the login. For the login we did something like this one, but we need to access to the form. Okay, so here what we are going to do is create an scheme, const banner scheme, which is a suit object. We have an ID. The ID we are not going to set it, but we are going to create it, which is an string, and this is optional. This is not required. Title, this is an string, and we are requiring at least a string of 10 characters. Yeah, 10. You should write at least a title of 10 characters. Okay, so next we have a headline. Set dot string, and this is with min of 1. The headline is required, and the same with description and description. We can do the same with the CTA text, and the call to action title is required, and the URL, CTA URL, the call to action URL is required, an icon. This icon we need to also add it. The call to action icon is required. So now that we have done it, we need to create a type. Don't forget that, sorry. And we need to call this banner scheme type, which is the banner scheme. And now we need to add these portals. It's too simple. Those use state, and to use state, don't forget that we need to make this component a client component. So we use the form, we use the resolver, we need the scheme, and we need this one, and here the default values. We have the ID, which are from props dot initial values. This might be empty, and ID, sorry, or empty. And also we have let me copy and paste this from this title. We have the title. If we are creating one, it is empty. We have the headline, same. We have the description, and we have the description. We have the CTA text, and we have the CTA the URL, CTA URL, and the same with the CTA icon. Okay, now that we have done it, we need to also create the onSubmit value. Okay, const onSubmit, which is an async of values of the banner scheme type. Okay guys, so here we are going to do something similar to it, but we're returning the form, which is this, and here we need to pass the form. Okay, and here we need to call the form from HTML. We are going to copy the same style here. Okay guys, paste this here. And now with this we can look for a form that why am I getting error here? Where is the error? Okay, there it is, the error. Now let's look for forms. Shadcn has some cool forms. Let's go to this block, and let's look for I think this here also has we can use this. Yeah, indeed, we can use this for code. Okay, let's use the container. No, I don't like it. Let's use the same here, like we did here in this part. We add this part here, and we are setting the title, item, label, control, input, a message, and this is not an email, so we don't need to do this. This is an string and placeholder, a banner title, and that's it. With this we can, let's add the buttons, but for the buttons I'm going to copy the styles. Sorry guys, I'm really bad at styling this thing. I'm going to make my time to learn about the whole Tailwind CSS. But this style is good. I already worked on it and I think it does what we need here. Okay, save, update and banner, create banner, props on cancel, and this edit is going to be a const is edit, let me copy paste this, is equal to if props dot initial values are going to be with data, so we are using the is edit. Am I right about that? Yeah, I think boolean. Well, I'm going to use the same here. Initial values, now props dot initial values. If there is an ID, that means we are updating, but if there is an ID, that means we are creating something. If there is not an ID, so let's see what we got here. When we create something, we are having this, but if we cancel, there is nothing going on. Why we are not able to cancel? So we are canceling this. Let me check, maybe, yeah, but we already, no, sorry, we have this. When we cancel, we display this console log cancel is called. Okay, cancel. Let me check, but it looks like it is disabled. Cancel. And issuers are welcome every time they want to appear. But I need to call this. Okay, guys. I think I got what it. Props on cancel. Cancel. Come on. Really? But the cancel worked that way, wouldn't they? Yeah. But why it's not working inside the props? Okay. So I am calling this one. Maybe I am breaking something. Cancel. Let me check since I have there is an issue. Let me ask why the on cancel option is not working when I click on the button. I am sending the value right here, On the dashboard, when I go here and okay guys, I think I found the issue here. Okay, yeah, that was the problem. As you can see, we already are on top of it. So we have the banner ID, which is the title, and we need to add more fields, like we need to add the headline, banner headline, and we need to also add the description. But for the description, we are going to use another type, which is text area, banner description, and we have the description, and now we need to add the CTA text, and this is an input only. HTML for email, no, this is wrong, and this is wrong also, and same case here, and this is not part of this headline. No. Call to action title, something like see my project, and also let's add another one for the URL, ctr URL, call to action URL. Here, projects. This I'm going to put on a menu, so that we are going to have map all of the pages that we have on the client side, and maybe later we can replace this for a select button, sorry. And here we're also, these components we are going to replace for an icon chooser. Icon. Policy chart is something like arrow down. Okay guys, we got what we need. New banner. This is the headline. This is a new description. See my projects, lowercase, arrow down, create banner, and we need to add the create banner. To do that, we need to create two new functions here. A think function, create banner, and also an async function, which is update banner, which is a banner. Okay, so here const is equal to banner is equal to the type of banner equal to an ID, which is values ID. Otherwise, if it is empty, we are setting it empty, and the backend is going to assign an ID for it. Title, values, title, it's required. Headline, values, headline, and description, values, description, CTA text, values, CTA text, CTA URL, values, CTA URL, CTA icon, values, CTA icon. If is edit, so we need to call for the update banner, sending the banner, else create banner, sending the banner. And here we need to call the functions. For this, what we can do is create two other functions here. Const create banner, create banner API, let's call it. And I think receiving the banner, okay, where we have this, the try catch, an error, and let's go to the table and copy the toast. So there was an error, create, there was an error creating the banner. Please inform the admin, the developer to fix the issue. I think this much what the user should do. Here we are going to call a const create result is equal to create banner API, which we are going to send the banner, but this is an await, and this is going to be if a result type is equal to error. So we are displaying this, but here we need to do something similar that we did with this part. Here we are calling the banners, but they create, and this is a post, and we're including also this, and we are stringify the banner. Okay, and now it works. Else, and we are going to copy also this part here. Banner successfully created, and here we are calling the props dot on submit banner, and we are doing something similar but for the update banner API. Let's copy this part here, let's update, and this is a update. Don't forget to include this, because without this we are not authenticating the user. Okay, let's put this set loading equal to true here and here also, and at the finally set the login equal to false. We are copying this finally and pasting here. Okay guys, I think we already completed. There was an error updating the banner. Please inform the developer to fix the issue. Okay, updating the banner. Okay, we already have. Let's update this for an issue. Update the banner. And you can see this issues. And if we create some new banner, this is headline, this is a description, this is the projects roll down, create banner, and we see the data here, and we can we can do it, and we can also confirm the deletion. Yeah, we are not deleting this because there was an error, banner with ID not found for deletion. This is the error we are getting from our repository. If you see here, we are creating new, but since this is a mock, when we delete it, we are not accessing the same value, and inside the mocks there is no such a ID. But if we delete this, we are going to be able to delete it. So that's it guys, that's it for today. What we did in summary was create the admin website, creating the login. All of this is mock data, the UI is not mock. We also add the APIs to authenticate the users later when we are implementing the login on the backend. And we created the full CRUD for banners, which we are adding a new banner, deleting it, and updating it. For the next video, we are going to complete the other CRUDs, and also add the information about the profile. And that's it from my side guys. If there is anything or something that you like to share with me, give me a comment. I'll answer you as soon as possible. I know I'm not good at CSS. I am learning also related to this, but I am trying to structure on Next.js a clean architecture. And I think it's working because we separate concerns, and if we want to implement later unit tests, we can do it we can do it in an organized way. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel and give me a like. Thank you.